Alright, I just wanted to make a quick little video talking about these figures right here. Anyone who knows this guy, or, maybe more significantly knows this guy. These are the Mcfarlane HALO action figures from Halo 3. And, I've acquired quite a few of these. Most of these are my brother's. Because he was a Halo gamer back in the day, absolutely killing it on the multiplayer modes. But, I unfortunately was born in the 343 era of Halo, so I did not experience greatness the way my brother did, but that's fun, because I can still enjoy the old stuff. So, this is Master Chief, if anyone knows anything about video games. This is Master Chief. He is probably like the coolest video game character ever. I know that's a really basic opinion. I'll get him up on the box of Dremel bits so you can see him a little bit better. I know everybody thinks Master Chief is awesome, but I genuinely think Master Chief is awesome. This figure is very good, and anyone who is familiar with Halo 3, and maybe these figures as well, if you're extra cool, knows how, unfathomably accurate these are to the game, because somehow Mcfarlane was able to capture the detail of his mid to late 2000s design of sculpting, but also, the mixture of, super detailed graphics and also the not so overkill trying to mimic real life graphics of Halo 3. I think it's a very good looking game, and somehow this figure looks exactly like it just walked right out of the game, off the screen. And I think that's awesome. And, that's really what I like about these figures. Now, are these good figures? That's debatable. First problem, right off the bat, is these things break like it is their full-time job. They suffer from all sorts of problems. Stuck joints, mainly with the stuck joints problem being the biggest, but that kind of evolves. The biggest problem with stuck joints is the fact that as you try and move them around, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna break your figure, because random parts on these figures, which are usually critical moving parts, are made of this really soft plastic that's kind of rubbery, and they like to break. In fact, they often do break. So that's fun. They're also very expensive. On average, you can expect to find one of these in the box for $40 to $60 for the Spartans. The Covenant are the more expensive figures. Those will probably run you, depending on who it is and how loved the character is, the Brute Stalker, which, I'll show in a second. That was the one at the very beginning of the video. I bought that today, actually, for $25, which is really, really good. I don't know how much he usually goes for. Let me check that real quick. So it looks like $25 was actually a really good deal, because I'm seeing it for about $60 to $70 on the card. So I think I made out pretty good, But anyway, I'll show him off. So, this is a brand new figure. I literally just opened him today. Here he is scaled next to Master Chief. I love his scale. He's very well scaled to the game. And this guy, I know my camera isn't very good. You can't see all of the details, but this guy is sculpted. Oh my god, they sculpted this figure until their hands broke. This thing is actually crazy. The detailing There's micro texturing all over it. There is no detail, not even the smallest little detail, that you probably couldn't even see in the game in like normal lighting. Everything is completely accounted for. And the paintwork and everything on this figure is actual art. This is an actual work of art. This thing is incredible. The only thing that sucks is a lot of the joints are stuck, and I don't dare move them, and I'm not currently equipped to heat this thing properly, so until I do that, his arm is gonna be like that, and his other arm is gonna be like that, and his ankle is gonna be bent wrong, and he's just gonna be a little bit wonky to handle right now, because I don't want to break him, because now I know that I'm going to need a down payment on a house to replace it. So that's fun. But this figure, the Stalker and Master Chief as well are very accurate to the game. But yeah, they do suffer from some problems. The Covenant from this wave are very expensive. I think probably one of the cheaper ones to get is probably the drone, which is that like bug-looking guy. I'm checking eBay right now for the prices. No, he's $60 as well, so that's fun. And a lot of these suckers are, even loose, are still like, $40. So, yeah, and there's not a lot of listings for the drone. So, that's probably a pretty rare one, actually. I don't really care about the drones, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like fighting them. I haven't played my whole rounds on Halo. I haven't played a lot of Halo. But I did not like fighting the drones the handful of times I had to fight them in Reach. Did not enjoy it. They're probably my least favorites. And a hot take, I also don't really like these guys, the elites. I don't like fighting the elites. I think they're kind of annoying. My experiences with Halo games is very limited. Also, this figure is kind of like, he's got a hunchback. No, actually, his leg joints are just all sorts of screwed up. And this is my brother's figure, and I don't really want to break it. So I'm going to just leave him like this. So I'm sorry, but he will be looking at the ground for the rest of his presence in this video. I'll put him up on the Dremel bit stand again so you can see him, at least. I don't like fighting them in Halo Infinite in the zombies mode. I think they're really annoying, especially when they start cloaking. That's not cool. Side note on that, I think it's really funny how in Halo Infinite, they have like the Arbiter his voice is a bunch of the elites. So it'll just be like all of the guys are threatening to rip your throat out, and then there's this really stoic, like beautiful sounding dude who's just like, I am going to get you. It's really funny. But yeah, I don't really care for them in Reach. They're really annoying to fight. Yeah, I don't know. I love this figure. It's a great figure. I want one of my own so that I can break it, trying to get it to stand up properly. But this guy's awesome. He looks great. Again, just like the Brute. I mean, there's no bad figures in this line, sculpting-wise. The only, real negative, the only real drawback is there's the articulation problems. You have to apply a lot of heat, and it's a lot of patience. It's an actual process, to be able to handle these things. But another character that I'm not gonna lie, I really don't care for in the games is the Grunt. And I actually think I would like this guy a little bit more if he didn't look so gross. And I get, like, a big thing with Mcfarlane is he's really good at making things look disgusting and horrific and all sorts of nasty and mangled, which is a genuine skill, because this thing it looks gross, and I don't really like it because of that. It's not that I don't like the figure, because it's very accurate to the game, and it poses very well, and they even have a removable mask on the little guy, so you can, you know, take his mask out and have his beautiful face there. I really just don't like how nasty this thing looks. It's kind of a thing with me. I don't like bugs. I don't like how insect-looking, gross creatures, I don't like how they look. They just kind of make me want to vomit when I look at them, and this guy doesn't change my mind at all on that. Immediate wonder of mine is he naked? Because, the same question with the elites. I don't really know a lot about the lore of the, you know, like, bodily functions of the Covenant from Halo, but this dude is not wearing pants. And I don't know if he's, like, just not supposed to, or, I mean, obviously he's not supposed to, right? He's not going to be walking around in denim jeans, but, like, what's up with that, man? But yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound like I don't like these things because they break a lot and the Covenant look gross. They're supposed to look gross, right? They're aliens, they're the bad guys. I just think that, the grunts just look a little too nasty for me. I don't regret buying this figure at all because this guy is the most expensive. It might actually be the most expensive figure in the whole run. I believe loose, he is like $70. Let me look this up. But I'm pretty sure that he is insanely expensive. Yeah, so I paid $4 for this figure, and the loose listings of just the figure, there's actually not a lot of the green one, but some of them are like $30, and some of them are like $50. So yeah, pretty pricey little guy. But that's it looks very good. I just don't like it. It's not a knock against the figure, it's a knock against the character design. I just think it looks kind of gross. But that's why I put the mask on him so that you can't see the nastiness. And yeah, he's just a little guy, I'm gonna show off my two favorite Spartans that they made because every Spartan pretty much shares the same body mold with every figure, and I'll cover that in a second. This is Spartan EOD, one of my favorite helmets in all of Halo. I just love how it looks. I think it's awesome. I love the infinite design for it. It looks really good. I think it looks just enough like the Halo 3 design, but it just is a little bit more detailed. It's one of my favorite helmets that isn't for Spartan, the samurai armor guy. It's not yokai, it's Yoroi, I believe is the name of it. So yeah, I think this guy looks awesome. I got him for $2. And yeah, this one is not super easy to find. None of these figures are actually, because in some cases, kind of depending on the figure, it's been in my experience at least that it's not as simple as buying like, a Marvel Legend where you can type in the figure on eBay and get it, like, and you'll just have a listing no matter the price, right? Sometimes with these figures, there's limited listings because this line is kind of unknown, which I think is kind of sad, really. But the actual figure itself and not about the value, all of these figures share one master mold, basically, which is no head, the chest plate isn't on it, so, I'll move EOD out of the way and bring in the Scout. it'll basically, this is Spartan Scout, and you can take the chest plate off, and it'll be like that, and then you can also take the shoulder pads off, and that kind of, looks like that. And so you can see, like, and then without the head. So the mold is basically that, and every single figure shares that mold. So Master Chief shares it, Scout shares it, EOD shares it, everything. They all share the same mold. I maybe with some of them, the back might be different, but I don't believe so. That's the back of the figure. I don't usually show off. I should start showing off the backs of figures because I think a lot of the time that's where companies like to sort of skip on the detailing. But McFarlane didn't. He put as much effort into the back as he did in the front. So that I really respect that. And, this might be different on some figures. I don't have a lot of these guys because, again, they're very expensive, and I don't want to pay more than like $20 for one of them. So, that's that. But yeah, that they all share like basically the same mold, and they all come with these pegs. That's on his back that you can see sticking off right there, and those can go into the back of the butt plate there. They can go into the side of the leg. Actually, no, it's on the other side. Right there in that hole that you can see. Or they can go on the back. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah. They can go on the back. And that's to hold weapons. I think some of them came with grenades. Very, very cool stuff. So I love this guy as well. And then probably my favorite, this one's also my brother's figure. I can see why. I believe this is his favorite. I can see why it's his favorite. This is Hayabusa, or Hayabusa. I don't actually know how to say it. This guy looks awesome. I mean, samurai aesthetic all the way. Looks super, super good. The helmet, the detailing on the helmet is incredible. Again, I really, really wanted to get this helmet in Halo Infinite, but I couldn't grind enough, so I didn't. But the shoulder pads look great. Everything on this figure looks awesome, and again, it's literally just a helmet, shoulder pads, and chest plate. It's that simple, and a new paint job. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to, sort of talk about these figures. I think they're very underrated. I like making these kinds of videos because it allows me to share my knowledge on these things. These are gems for sure. Very expensive gems, but I think Halo as a franchise, because they don't make a lot of games, like, I think there's a lot of good Halo material, but they don't make a lot of games, Like, for every 2 Call of Duty games, there's 1 Halo game. But I think they're almost always really, really good. Halo 5 isn't everybody's favorite, myself included, but I think most of the other games are pretty good, from what I can tell. I love the designs. Like, if nothing else, the characters and figures always look really good. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about these things. They just, awesome figures, awesome designs. I do want to show, actually, right before I go, the Stalker's helmet actually comes off, and you can see his beautiful face under there. And, yeah, just look at the detailing on that helmet, man. That's some good stuff right there. And then, of course, 2 guns. As always, he's got to have the dual rifles. So, yeah, I'm not really going to cover articulation because most of these guys can't pose very well. But this guy's advertised to have 15 points of articulation. You can get some pretty good range of motion out of it. You can do all the stuff that he does in the game. And, like, they have that weird, like, stride that they have. You can have him walking and shooting and all that awesome stuff. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I'll see ya.